Hi Year 5, I hope you're well. Today I'm going to read you chapter 2 and 3 from Fing. Chapter 2. An alphabet of stuff. Over the years, Myrtle's bedroom became so piled high with stuff her parents had got her that you could barely get in or out. She demanded more and more and more, and she got more and more and more. Myrtle had at least one thing for every letter of the alphabet. Ant farm, home to 1,000,001 ants. Boomerang that doesn't come back. Myrtle lost that on her first throw. Cowbell, which the girl put around her mother's neck so she could locate her easily. Dog grooming set, even though she didn't have a dog. Elf. Finger puppets of every king and queen in England from 1066 to the present day. Gravel collection, it was the biggest in Europe. Ham slicer, even though she hated ham. Ice skates made for an elephant, 4 of them. Jar containing one of scientist Albert Einstein's burps. Knee warmers, lucky sausage, actually it was unlucky. Map of Belgium, a country she had no intention of ever visiting, as it was, in her words, too Belgium-y. Nelson's collar made out of sultanas, life-size. Owl fudge, this is fudge, made of melted down owls. It is even more disgusting than it sounds. Painting of some air, it wasn't much to look at. Quicksand, children who came over for a play date and ended up displeasing Myrtle met their doom in it. Remote-controlled hedge, which could reach speeds of up to 1 mile an hour. Stuffed flea, it was so small that it was impossible to see. Turnip shampoo, it made your hair smell as fresh as a turnip. Underpants for worms, only come in size small. Venom from a poisonous aubergine, deadly. Wombat juicer, perfect for producing a cool, refreshing glass of wombat juice. Xylophone case, Myrtle didn't actually want a xylophone, just the case for one. Yeti, it hadn't been sighted in the Himalayan mountains for years, but because Myrtle kept it locked in her cupboard. Zebra dung, it was the only thing she could think of that began with a Z. One thing Myrtle didn't have any of was books. Despite her parents being librarians, she detested books and thought they were boring. This girl had all this stuff, a universe of junk, but still she wanted more. The funny thing was that she didn't know what. Chapter 3. Can you guess what Myrtle demanded for her 10th birthday? In the incredibly unlikely event that you guessed. A pair of exploding socks, a life-size blue whale bath toy. When it went in the bath, all the water spilled out. A balloon model of the Taj Mahal, a pencil unsharpener, and a robot pea. Then, congratulations, you were correct and win £1. Mr. and Mrs. Meek were forced to give their daughter all these things that she had demanded for her birthday. If they hadn't, Myrtle would have held the house down. "Happy birthday, our beautiful angel," they called out as Myrtle lay in bed, ripping open the presents and throwing the scrunched up balls of wrapping paper back at them. Rustle, doink. Moments later, she was demanding something more. What was unusual this time, though, was that the girl had absolutely no idea what that something should be. Myrtle had so many things that she couldn't think of a single thing in the world she didn't have. "I wanna Fing," she announced over breakfast. The girl was scoffing a ginormous bowl of chocolate ice cream with 17 chocolate flakes stuck in it and an ocean of chocolate sauce on top. Yes, Myrtle had chocolate for breakfast. And lunch, and dinner. Well, would you say no to her? Mr. and Mrs. Meek, who were dipping their neatly cut soldiers into boiled eggs, shared a worried look. "A thing? Whatever did she mean?" "A thing, my dearest darling," asked Mother, putting down her book, 100 Poems for Ladies. "Yeah, are you deaf? A thing." "What's a thing, sweetness?" inquired Father, putting down his book, 100 Poems for Gentlemen. "I don't know, but I want one." How do you spell it? Asked Mother. Myrtle's face went scarlet with fury. I ain't thick. You spell it in the normal way. F-I-N-G. Fing. The girl thumped the breakfast table with her fist to add emphasis. Bash! And all the crockery flew in the air and smashed on the floor. Crash, bang, wallop. Pick up the pieces. Now, the girl ordered. On their hands and knees under the kitchen table, Mr. Meek whispered to his wife, What are we to do? Our beloved offspring wants a thing, but I don't think a thing is a real thing. I worry a thing is a made-up thing. We'll have to think of something, replied Mrs. Meek just before she felt a boot up her bottom. Boof! Ouch! She cried. Shut up down there, came the voice from below. I can barely hear myself blow off. Pfft! That's better. Mr. and Mrs. Meek were in a panic. If they didn't come up with some thing, there was going to be trouble. Big trouble.